Hey, good morning, everybody. I am Sue, and I am doing a very impromptu Facebook Live, quite honestly, because my Instagram Live didn't save for me. So I wanted to redo this so that I could show all of you here on Facebook the Perfect Placement Kit by Dime. Dime is the celebrity, the face, the expert editor and designs and machine embroidery is Eileen Roche, and she is an inventor and just an overall clever lady. And so she's created this product called Perfect Placement Kit, and today we're going to talk about it. So without further ado, we're going to unbox this and get right into it. So I'd love to see where you all are coming from. If you're showing up after the Facebook Live, feel free to leave comments because I always come back and answer them. So the very first thing I want to talk about is it is exactly what it's advertised to do, perfect placement for all kinds of different items. We're going to talk about today some different specific items like a towel and a handkerchief and also a shirt. On the back though, I wanted to show you that there are actually lots of other things that you can do with this. It has a list of all the different templates it comes with, and then there's a few other smaller things that are items like the sleeve cuff, which is something really great. We'll talk about that in a minute. It comes with stickers. The little stickers you can buy more of them later on. And then it also comes with a CD that has a PDF where you can print off a page that gives you all kinds of instructions. But let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at what's inside. Once you open it up, you've got the little placement stickers, and there's two different kinds. There's just the circle kind, like this right here, and it has little crosshairs. And then there's a few that are wider. So we're going to actually use those on the shirts. Let's dive right in, and we've got like a little template here. Just a little 4-inch measurement. This is a nice little thing. I would probably keep this right in front of my embroidery machine, just kind of as a last minute measurement tool. This is that CD I was telling you about where you can print the instructions. It's a 20-page guide that shows you everything and how to use the Perfect Placement Kit. And now let's get into the exciting part. There are all these templates, and I might keep this here so that you can see what we're looking at. So the very first one I'm just pulling out here is the pillowcase and top sheet. So for every item, it'll show you what for every template, it'll show you what the item is for in the lower left-hand corner, and then it has the placement for it. So it'll even tell you the placement for monogram on band, center of monogram. So I mean, it's really detailed as to what you can do with them. Let's see, the next one is a hand towel without border. We're actually going to put this aside because we're going to do that today. The next is also something that we're going to do today. Right here it says center chest, and it's for embroidery. And if you look at the little scoop neck right here, and then we were playing with this on my Instagram Live yesterday, and a really good question came up about V-necks. So we're going to reference that. I'll put that one aside because we're about to use that one. And then I thought this one was kind of cool. It says Burp Cloth. I thought that was kind of a neat thing. The edge of the Burp Cloth where the bottom of the design would be. You know, for each of these, it lays it out for you. She's done all the work where you don't have to think about, you know, where do I put this, the top or the bottom? It actually tells you center of monogram, top of monogram. It even gives you a suggested size. I'm not sure you can read that, but it says suggested size of monogram is 2 inches. And right here is hand towel with a border. In fact, that right there, let me show you what a hand towel with a border to give you an idea, is this right here. So it shows you how to do those and one without a border. All right, let's see a few of these others. I thought there was a couple that were really neat. Oh, a boxer. This is like those pillowcases that have the corners where it's all, you know, boxed right in. So it tells you where to line that up. I thought that was kind of neat. And it might be a little tricky for you to see, but there's a smaller A and a larger A. So it really gives you an idea where the embroidery should be based on the right-hand corner. Again, some things that I probably wouldn't have thought of for that. I probably would have gone right to the center of it. A top sheet, so if you want to embroider your sheets for your bed, might be an idea. And then we've got pillowcase. And then I'm also going to include a link in this Facebook Live so that you can see. I've come up with a 12-part series for We All Sew, which is the Bernina blog, and I talk about how to embroider on a lot of these items. So I'll have that link in the description. It says bath towel with border. So that's like your larger bath towel. Okay, now this one, I think this is one of my favorites. Okay, so my boyfriend and I just recently went somewhere where we needed to get dressed up, and I was going to embroider his initials, like his little monogram, on his button-down shirt with, you know, the cuff. And quite honestly, I was gonna have to like go back in my mind and remember like how far do I go over, where does it land? And so I actually just postponed the project, and then all of a sudden I saw this cuff. Look at this. I mean, you can't go wrong with placement. It gives you all the little circles right here, and it even shows you where to fold it, where the buttonhole is. I mean, just this by itself to me is worth it because there's no guesswork. You're gonna get it right every time. The other thing I thought about this is if you happen to do machine embroidery as a business, look how invaluable these pieces are gonna be. It's gonna be wonderful. We're also gonna use this today. It's napkin on point. So there's napkin, and then there's also handkerchiefs that you might do. So I'll put this one aside. And let's see, we've got, again, napkin right-hand corner. I think this is probably gonna be really invaluable, again, because, you know, it's got the larger monogram and the smaller monogram. Think about doing a set of these for somebody, and you don't even have to think, you'll just lay it on there. Okay, there's just a couple more that we're gonna take a look at. And let's see. Oh, this one here is going to be really great for guys and girls. This is going to be the chest. So like if you're doing a polo shirt or a button-down shirt, it tells you where your center front's going to be. You'll line that up with your shirt, and it has ladies and men. And then it even has, you know, men's small through extra large and 2X and larger. So this covers everybody. But basically it's the high point shoulder, you know, the highest point right here. That would be the intersection of the neck and shoulder seam. Honestly, folks, it's really, this is one of those things where even if you're feeling sleepy and thinking about doing dishes, you're gonna be able to have everything on there. Oh, hey Vicky, how you doing? All right, so let's see here. Bath towel without border. Again, this is another one, but it's like the hand towel, but it's the bath towel. So of course those are larger. And excuse me, and that is it. So, oh wait, one more. Surprise. The receiving blanket. Again, one of those gifts that you last minute, you know, if someone's having a baby. I have a friend who's having a baby right now, and I plan on using, I mean, we got the bib in here, we've got the receiving blanket. So these are all things that you can use right away. Shows you the corner of the blanket. I like how it says here, inside border hem, because you know, receiving blankets have those thick like satin pieces. I mean, so you can go to, you know, Target or Walmart or, you know, wherever to get a nice receiving blanket, and then you'll just line it up and put the center. Now let's talk about all those little circles, and we're gonna actually demonstrate with a hanky. So here is a little hanky that if you were gonna do this for real, what I would say, and I'm sure that this is going to go over it all in that CD that covers the instructions, but you're going to want to prepare your material. So this is where I was telling you, if you go to the We All Sew blog and you look up the Embroider Along, that's a 12-part series I covered for embroidery step by step. This right here, I actually show you how to embroider on a hanky. So all the preparation, like the needles, the thread, the stabilizers, do you press it, do you not, do you, you know, all that stuff is going to be covered on that blog. So I'm going to link that in the description below. But really what I would definitely do is I would get a little spray starch, or even better yet, I would get, I'm stepping away for a moment. Instead of spray starch, I'm a real big fan of Best Press. It's a spray starch alternative, so I would use this. I would you know, shake it up. In fact, when you use Best Press, not to completely sidetrack, you want to shake it so you get lots of bubbles. This helps it actually go further. You actually save product, because this can be a little pricey. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to say it's between $10 and $15. But you know what? I've probably had this bottle here for probably about 6 months, and all I do is I shake it really good, get those bubbles, and it's kind of like soda pop, you know, it shakes it up and then it goes a lot further. But what I would do for this particular hanky is I would shake up my Best Press, spray it all over, wait a moment, then press it, and now we're going to get into finding the placement. And I'm going to choose a corner, and let's say that we were going to embroider a little monogram. So here we go. This is actually designed as a napkin on point. So I'm going to talk about that. Napkins are bigger, but look at this. You can line up the edge, the little point, perfectly. Then you would take one of your stickers and you'd find the center here, and you would place that center of the sticker in the center of that square. Now I'm not looking directly over this. My head is way back here, so I'm at an angle. So I'm just gonna just try it out. But you know, you're gonna wanna put your face right over top of that. Now here's what I was gonna mention. This template is designed for a napkin. So what I would do is I would probably pull this down so that the little line there would be on the edge of the trim. And that's probably where I personally would put my embroidery. Could we use Terreal Magic? Do you know what, Pat, I have only ever gotten one bottle of Terreal Magic and I never really played with it. So if somebody else knows the answer to that, please feel free to chime in. And what I'll do is I'll go back later and I'll ask one of my designer friends to see if that's something that they could use. So now, once we get that placed up, and you notice all I did is I went from the top placement where it says napkin edge, and I pulled it down to where it would be the edge of the trim, and there you go. Now look how perfect that looks. Now let's just kind of give it a little tester outer here, and there you go. So I'm really happy with that. In fact, I have to embroider on a few things because in less than 2 weeks, I am headed off to Bernina University. And in fact, my boyfriend Joey is going with me, so we have a lot of preparation to do before then. So that's one of the projects. I have to embroider this, and I have to embroider this towel. So this is just a hand towel. I got this from Target. I just want to show you what you're going to do for the embroidering on a towel. Again, go to We All Sew blog. I have all the instructions on how to embroider on a towel. Needles, stabilizers, threads, everything. But right now we're talking about placement. So the very first thing I would do before I mess with the template is I would find the center of the front here. Now I'm gonna grab a couple of straight pins and we're just gonna find the center front. That's just basically folding wrong sides together, and we're going to just place a pin right here in the center. Now, while I'm doing this, I wanted to ask you all a question, and please feel free to leave this in the comments below. Even if you're showing up after this was filmed live, I have been doing notion reviews for a couple years now. You all know it's called Does This Notion Really Work? I love doing them, but I feel like they've gotten a little formal, and I'm curious. I want to hear your opinions. What do you think of me doing a little bit more live, interactive, being able to answer questions on the spot? Something that I've been talking about for a while now and thinking about. I'd love to know what you have to say about that. Is that something that you would be interested in? And it would be, again, it would be live, and you'd be able to ask questions right there on the spot. Okay, so answer that for me later in the comments. And right here we've got the pins. Now we're going to take our template, and I'm not sure you can see this, but it says hand towel without border. So remember, with a border, it's gonna look more like this, having that little border. So without a border, it's just got the trim at the bottom. And all we're gonna do is we have the center line here. It says bottom of towel. And I've got it lined up with my pin. Grab one of my stickers. There you go. Now this is center of monogram, bottom of monogram, top of monogram. The suggested monogram size is 2 inches. So if you are like, oh man, how big should I make it? Well, right here it tells you suggested size is 2 inches. So for this particular hand towel, just to give you an idea, your monogram, I'm just gonna move this out of the way, your monogram would be about that big. So now if you're wondering, how do I embroider on this? How do I actually get this into my machine and get it stitching? That's where you're going to follow the link below, which I'll be adding here in a minute in the description, of how to embroider on a hand towel. Oh good, you like the idea, Pat? Okay, well it might be something that we start doing in the future. Okay, that I also have to embroider for Bernina University. Now the last one I want to talk to you about is a t-shirt. This is a ladies t-shirt, and it is the center front. This design, I don't have the design with me to show you, but it's really cool embroidery design. Again, it was on the We All Sew blog. It was a free design, and I embroidered it on a shirt just like this, but I need to do a shirt for me for Bernina University. So instead of having to guess, I'm going to use the template that we just got here. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to do two things. One, I want to make sure that the high point shoulder, again, remember that's the intersection of the neck and the shoulder seam. I'm going to pinch those in each finger, each hand, kind of shake it out, right? Kind of lay it flat. And then the other thing is I need to find the center of my shirt, the center front. So now we can be real accurate. We can get a ruler, a measuring tape. We could also just kind of lay it out with our fingers. It's entirely up to you. My rule of thumb is if it's a gift, it's going to get extra special care. If this is going to be sold, it's going to get even a little bit more extra care. And if it's for me, I kind of eyeball it. But I encourage you to do it right, do it properly, find the center. So the center here, I've got my Olfa ruler, and it's, let's see, I'm going to go from the high point shoulder. There we go, the high point shoulder over, and let's see, it's about 9.5 inches, so it'd be 4 3/8. So 4 3/8 from here, and I'm just going to go down and kind of eyeball it, and that right there is 4 3/8, and that gives me a good idea of where it's at. You can also use if you're working off of a mat underneath you, you can also use a mat to help you get your lines aligned up. But I'm going to just go ahead and put one right here for the demonstration purposes only. All right, folks, this is pretty cool. It is truly the easiest of all these. Right here it says neckline seam, center of shirt, and that's it. You're going to align this with the neckline of the seam. Now, just to give you an idea, that's the actual neckline, not the edge of the shirt. It's the actual neckline. And I line it up with the actual neckline. Because I've put my pins there, I have a good idea where that is. And now instead of doing center of design, right here it says upper edge of design template here, top of design. So now we've been given those little circle stickers, which is great. And now we've been given these long line ones. And with this, it's a little bit trickier. Not really trickier, just you're gonna use our eyes a little bit here. We already know where the top and bottom is. Now I just really need to know where that center is. So I'm just gonna lay the tip of my pin directly over that mark. I'm not gonna move anything, and then I'm gonna put the pin inside my shirt. So now I know where that needs to be. And remember, I said if you really want to get this nice and accurate, you could have done a little bit of marking. You could have marked over here, had it all lined up. But you know what? This is really all I need. I just need to know where the top of my design is going to be. And then I can go to my machine and follow all the rest of the instructions. Again, if you want to know how to embroider on a ladies knit t-shirt, specifically like this right here, you're going to go to the We Also blog, and it's going to show you that. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm anxious to hear what your thoughts are on doing more live presentations. I kind of like the impromptu-ness, but if I do this more regularly, I would have like a set schedule. I encourage you to leave comments below. Let me know your thoughts on that. And I'm going to head out now. I've got a full day, but I just wanted to show this to you. If you're interested in getting one of these, there's actually a link in the description. It'll actually link you right to where you can buy it from the Dime website. It's called the Perfect Placement Kit. I thank you all so much for being here. Again, my name is Sue from Sue O'Very Designs. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe below. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.